From the crossroads of the United States, this is Good Morning America with Charles Gibson and Diane Sawyer.
And good morning. Welcome back on this Monday. I'm Diane Sawyer.
Hope you had a great holiday weekend. I'm Charles Gibson. Monday, November 29th, 2004. We begin the slide toward another holiday.
That's right. Well, ahead in this half hour, we have an extraordinary woman you're going to meet, a Good Morning America exclusive. For 14 years, she lived with the memory of a brutal crime, and then suddenly, they caught him. She decided to go see him herself, and what did she say to him, and what does she want to say to everyone out there who has something they have to overcome? She'll be with us in a moment.
Also in this half hour, the gang is back, and we want to know the inside scoop.
All right, thank you very much. It is 5 minutes after the hour now. Diane, back to you.
And we're going to turn now to a woman who sought the source of strength and survival and found it. Early this year, Ann Heck got a phone call that would change her life forever. She learned that she was going to go to court to face the man whose brutal acts might have shattered her life 14 years ago. A summer morning in Northern Virginia, 1990, 26-year-old Ann Reeder, as she was known then, was out riding her bike, going to work. When the road turned to gravel, a man in a red car waved her to stop, needing directions, he said. As Ann looked for a map, the man attacked her, forcing her into these woods where he raped her. She was left lying in the dirt, bleeding, naked, injured. Ann vowed to survive. She did not know that the man who had raped her was a convicted criminal who had just escaped from prison and raped another woman only hours earlier. But the manhunt to find him had gone cold. No one knew. She moved on with her life, taking self-defense classes, counseling other rape victims, and eventually finding the man she would marry. But she could not forget the man with the crooked teeth. Then, in January of this year, she got news she had waited 14 years to hear.
We've got him. We've got the man who assaulted you. And there was just silence on the other end and a sigh of relief. And she said, I'm okay.
West Virginia had joined the FBI DNA database, and her rapist DNA was then randomly entered into it. The computer made a match. 42-year-old Terry Leon McDonald, already in prison for a sexual assault in West Virginia. To close the chapter, she decided to confront her attacker face-to-face in the courtroom. McDonald apologized just before he was sentenced to 2 life terms in prison for her rape. She called it a day of hope fulfilled, justice served. And Ann Heck joins us this morning. Thank you so much. 14 years later, walking in that courtroom, would you have remembered him, recognized him?
I can't say that I would have, no. He looked different than I thought, but seeing him was not significant to me. I had spent so little time with him, and for me, that day was for me. That day was a declaration of my strength, and I was ready to just let go of anything that was attached to that incident.
An extraordinary thing happened in January, 3 days before the DNA was found. You said that you got up in the morning, went to the mirror, and said what to the mirror?
This is my year of strength.
This is the year I will change. And 3 days later, that call comes. In order to understand the journey that you had, I think people have to know what it was that you were going through those 14 years. Yes, you have a wonderful family, but you have said that the pain is internalized, that long after that it was in your hips that you couldn't move at times, they would lock, shortness of breath, constant and threatening pain all the time?
Yeah, I went through some tough times, but I find that if I focus on what came of it that was good, that there's a lot of power in that. To embrace that pain really helped me move through it.
I know one of the hardest things was waiting, but you had to wait 6 months for an HIV test, then 2 weeks to get the result, and the result was?
Negative.
You took self-defense, as we said, and had on your refrigerator, stop, no, punch? What is that?
I was looking for ways to build my own self-confidence, so I took a DC Impact class, and it really helped to
And
support me in
stop,
getting
no,
through that.
punch means
That was just part of what we learned to verbalize our strength in the class.
So let me go back to the courtroom, because you said that was a day for you and a day for you to get control of your life again. You walk over to him after he has said he apologized. What did you say to him?
Well, I actually was asked to make a statement, so I prepared a statement for the prosecution. And my statement was really a way for me to get in touch with what I was grateful for, but also to share what pain I went through. And each piece of the pain also provided me with something that helped me to grow. So that was my statement. What I found significant about being in there with him was that I had been sending him thoughts of support and forgiveness, and I never said that in my statement, my verbal statement, but he got it. And when he turned to me and apologized, he said, "I'm glad that you've forgiven me." And
He
and
knew.
He knew. He knew.
It is one thing to say you must forgive to survive. It's another thing to do it. It's one thing to say this will be my year of strength. It's another thing to know where the strength comes from. What is the lesson you would give everyone listening to this about how you do these impossibly difficult things?
I believe that we're always at choice, that we have the opportunity to choose whether we're going to stay in a place of pain or whether we're going to embrace that pain and rise above it. And I saw early on that I wanted to move beyond where I was. I didn't want to stay in a place of pain. And I think we all have that choice.
You said to me, if you announce your clear intention to the world, sometimes it can give you control back of your life. Announce your intention to be strong and forgive.
Yes. Yes, say it out loud. And hold on to that vision and really believe it. And it will take you new places.
Well, again, Anne Heck, after 14 years of, well, unimaginable horror for most of us, you have really found a new chapter, and we're so glad.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with superstar Matt Damon, who's joining us live.